Two of the nice special methods in classes is the Getitem and Setitem methods. They are mainly used to access your object, your user-defined class, like an array, like a list. I mean here indexing specifically. So let's develop this simple class. We have some employees manager, and it has internally a list of employees that he is managing. And then we have a function that is adding employee, it take a name and just append it to the list. So far so good. But what if we would like to access this object to get the ith object? The Getitem method, you provide it this way, you provided an index and then it returns the index of that guy. The Setitem, it provides you with an index and a value, then you set the specific index with a value. In practice, typically you might need to do some verifications here. Let's say that this is a value of a salary, then you might make sure that the salary, for example, isn't negative value, and so on. For simplicity, we're just assigning here. So let's see how can we make use of that. We created a manager and we started to add an employee and a second and third. Now here is the interesting part. When we write manager of 1, index of 1, it goes to call Getitem of 1. We return index of 1, which is Bilal here. Also, we can set manager of 1 equal Ali. It will go to Setitem with 1 and Ali. Then we set it here. So this is the major purpose of using Getitem and Setitem. There are a few other more things, but let's limit the scope for now here. And I would like to show you one more interesting thing when you define things this way. If you define a Getitem this way, it can help you even to iterate this way for name in manager and then start to print name from here. Remember our get next and has next style? If you did this one, it is going to iterate and return for you item by item. And but I would like to warn you from something. That this isn't actually the way that we typically do it. There are something else we will learn in the future. But I would like to tell you how this is working behind the scene. When you start to iterate over this manager, you are dealing with it now as an iterable. So for now, it will go and call Getitem of 0, return the first item. Then Getitem of 1, return the second item. Getitem of 2, return the third item. Getitem of 3, the list has only 3 items. So Getitem of 3 will have an error, index error. When the for loop get this index error, it understands that it should end and terminate at this moment. So it will count on the exception that happens here in accessing array invalid way to stop iterating. In the future, we'll learn about another way to iterate over the list. But I also wanted to tell you that if this one is done in a proper way, it will return the item. If it's done in an improper way, it will keep iterating for infinity, causing problems. And finally, if this is working well, then you can also definitely run the zip over the iterator here, because now manager can be dealt as an iterator. In the homework, you will find some utilization for that iterating, but it is mainly counting on accessing an array. But as I said, in the future, we'll learn a different way. And as I said, the major reason for Getitem and Setitem is mainly accessing, getting and setting in this way. That's all.